Namaste students, welcome to my class. Today we are going to learn Unit 2 Electronic Spreadsheet Session 3 Sharing Worksheet Data and Create and Use Macros in Spreadsheets. Before moving to the today's session, I would like to give small recap about previous class. We have learned inserting and renaming worksheet, cell reference, referencing other sheets, working with hyperlinks. There are three ways to inserting and renaming worksheets. To insert in sheets, you have to go to Insert tab in the menu bar, then choose the option Sheet. For renaming, you have to go to Format menu, then choose the option Sheet. You will be getting a sub menu. In that, you have to choose the Rename sheet for renaming a worksheet. The next topic is cell reference. What is cell reference? Is nothing but address of cell is called cell reference. So each and every cells in the worksheet have a name which is represented by using the column name and row name. Referencing other sheets. How to refer other sheets? By using the symbol is called exclamation symbol, which is used to separate the sheet name and your cell reference. The last topic is about working with hyperlinks. So how to create hyperlinks in a worksheet? Go to Insert tab in the menu bar and choose the option is hyperlink to make your cell as your hyperlink. Otherwise, the keyboard shortcut for making a hyperlink is Ctrl plus K. So this is a topic we have learned in our previous session. Let me move to the today's session. So what are you going to learn today? We are going to learn about sharing worksheet data, create and use macros in spreadsheets. These are the topics which are going to focus today. The first topic is sharing worksheet data. In most office settings, there is a shared device where teams can store common files for everyone to use. The spreadsheet also allows a user to share the workbook and place it in the network location where several users can access it simultaneously. This usually leads to citing of messages. This document is locked for editing by the user. To open a read-only copy of this document, the message appears because someone else already has it open. Sometimes it is necessary to have multiple people working on a file at the same time. This can be either speed up data entry or simply make things easier for collaboration purposes. What are the advantages of sharing workbook? There are many advantages of sharing workbook. The first one, a team can work simultaneously on the same workbook. The second one, no multiple copies need to create. The third one can be used to collect information for different people. The fourth one, no need to send different copies of files through emails. The last one, everyone can download a copy if they need to be still working on the shared one. These are the advantages of sharing the workbook. I have given some picture for better understanding of sharing workbook. Here is a person, user A, who have actually created the workbook. He can store the workbook in the network place called database. So from the database, the number of people can able to display the message. They can able to work on the same workbook. This is called sharing the workbook. We are going to see how to share workbook in your spreadsheets. As per syllabus assigned by CBSE, we have to follow MS Excel software for these two topics, that is your sharing workbook data and creating macros. For last session in second unit, we have to follow in a OpenOffice Calc, but for these two topics alone, we have to work only with the MS Excel, which has been assigned by our CBSE. So you all know very well about MS Excel, right? But you have learned in your previous classes, say 6th, 8th and 9th standard. The topmost bar in MS Excel is called what? Title bar. This is called your menu bar in your MS Excel. Under this menu bar, you will be having a lot of tools. So when I click on this different tab in the menu bar, you will be getting a different tools here. So this is called what? Ribbon. The rectangular bar, the lengthy rectangular bar is called ribbon, which shows all the tools to be worked on the Excel sheets. Okay, there are so many different tools will be available. So this can be created a shortcut tool for applying the data present in the cells. Let me see how to share workbook in your MS Excel. So here I have some data like assessment 5 and 4. I want to share this workbook to my parallel teachers. So what shall I do? The teachers must be linked to my computer first. Those who are having linked to my computer, I can able to share workbook to all the teachers who belong to 10th standard. So now I am going to share this workbook now. For this you have to go to review tab in the menu bar, then go to changes group. This is my changes group. Under this group, click on the icon is called share workbook option. Okay, you'll be getting a share workbook dialog like this. Click on the editing options, that is tab. Then check this box. Box name is allow changes by more than one user at the same time. Then click OK. So now this file is ready to share, which can be use this file to my all 10th standard teachers. So I can share my workbook to all my 10th standard teachers who are linked with my computer. This is what how to share workbook in your MS Excel. But you have to note one thing, most spreadsheet software automatically turns off some features in shared workbook. This is to simplify the workbook since multiple people can be working the file at the same times. For example, the shared workbooks don't allow merging cells, conditional formatting or inserting pictures and graphics. So when I share this workbook to my parallel teachers mean they can't able to do the merging self. This is called merging. When I want to merging means, so will be having option is called merge. This is called my merging. So now my file is shared. So we can't able to do the merging cells here. Okay. So this option will be disabled now. Why? Because I shared this workbook. So when I shared workbook, some features cannot be allowed. The other option is conditional formatting. I can't able to do the condition. See here, my conditional formatting option was disabled. Since I have shared this workbook. The other option is I can't able to insert the pictures. So all the options was disabled. So when I share my workbook, most of the features will be disabled to the other users. Okay, what are the options? Merging the cells, conditional formattings or inserting pictures and formatting graphs. This cannot be allowed by the shared workbook. The next topic we are going to learn macros. An Excel, macros is an action or set of action that you can record, give a name, save and run as many times as you want and whenever you want. Macros help you to save time on repetitive tasks involved in data manipulation and data reports that are required to be done frequently. One of the benefits of macros are very easy to create, store and use. Macros record your keystroke, that is nothing but your keyboard shortcut while you work on a data. You can even assign keyboard button to your macro so that common function formatting cells for text, adding formula to spreadsheet, assigning row to your target cells and formatting information into your match columns and rows can be done easily by using the macros. Macros are not static. Once you record you can easily alter or modify more effectively as per your requirements. So after you record a macro, you can view, change and correct errors in the coded. Macros are very useful features of Excel. It helps in saving time when same set of tasks are to be repeatedly done like formatting or applying similar formula in a similar range of data. So macros can be used to name and record a set of actions again and again. Let me see how to create macros in MS Excel. Now we are going to learn how to create macros in MS Excel. In order to use macro, we have to create macros first. So I'm going to create macro for finding average, maximum, minimum marks for the given marks in each subjects. So I have given some tasks which I am going to create here macros. So the tasks are calculate subject average, find highest score, find least score, count the number of students who scored marks more than 75 in each subject, highlight the marks who scored less than 40 with a red in font color and yellow color as your fill color. Okay, to create macros, first select the cell that is first value in the list of marks. Then to developer tab, under developer tab we have to go to the code group which contains the macros options like this. First you have to click on the use relative references which is used to give the respective locations from where the steps would be followed. Okay. Then click on the record macro options. You will be getting a record macro dialog like this. You can give your macro name here. So I'm going to give us my macros. Then you can give the shortcut key. You can also define your shortcut key for macros. So I'm going to give us Control T. The next option is store macro in. So you can give the location where the macros to be stored. So I'm going to choose this macro. Then click OK. So I gave all this key for this. I'm going to give us Control Q now for this macro. Then click OK. Now macro start recording my actions. So now I place my cell pointer in the average because I'm going to find the average for the English marks. So I keep my mouse cell pointer here. So I'm going to type the formula for finding average for English marks. You all know very well about formula must begin with equal sign. So type equal, then type that function as average. Then close the bracket, open the bracket, then type the cell range E3 because I'm going to find the English marks average. So what is the range of English marks from E3 colon E11 because E column third row. So I type as E3 then colon then E11 then close the bracket. So now I type my formula. Now press enter key. I found the average of English marks now. Now I'm going to find the highest marks in English marks. So what is the function to be used for finding highest marks? Max function. So equal then max. Then open the bracket, type the range as E3 colon E11, close the bracket. So now I type the formula, press enter key. What is the highest marks in English? 98. Now I'm going to find minimum marks, that is least marks in English. So what is the function to be used for least marks? Minimum function, that is min function. So equal min, which is a function used to find the least marks in the smallest value in the cell. Then open the bracket, the range will be E3 colon E11, close the bracket, then press enter. Now I got the least mark is 45. Now I am going to find the formula for student those who got above 75 marks in English. So I am going to give some condition. I want to count the number of students who got above 75 in English. So I am going to use the formula as equal to count. If why I am using if here, I am going to give some condition means it can go for count the function. Open the bracket, then give same range E3 colon E11, then put the comma because I am going to give some condition, no? Like for that I put the comma here, then put the double quotation within quotes. So what condition I am going to use? Those are got above 75. Above means greater than 75. So greater than 75. Then close the bracket. So whatever condition you want to give, you should give under the double quotes, open quotes and close quotes you have to give. Then press the enter key. So the students who got above 75 is 3 persons. Okay. So now I found all the formula. What is the last stop? Highlight the marks who scored less than 40. So I want to highlight the students who got less than 40, which means those who got fail mark in English, that mark should be in a red in font color. Then yellow will be in a background color. So select the cells, then go to home, then go to conditional formatting, then highlight cells rules. I'm going to set the rules for less than. So choose less than. So what is the value? Less than 40. So less than 40. Then click this. They are given already predefined some text, but I'm going to give for red in color. So I'm going to choose a custom format. Then go to font. Font color will be red. Then go to fill tab. Fill color will be yellow. Click OK. Okay. The students who has got less than 35, the students marks will be in some condition like this. So now I have done all the tasks. Now I am going to stop my macro. Go to developer tab, then press stop recording. Okay. Now I am going to apply the same formula for the remaining subjects. It is from second language to IT. I am going to use the same formula and option for all the remaining subjects. How can I achieve? First you have to keep your first cells in your second language mark list. Then go to macros icon in your code group. Click this. Here you can choose your macros name which we have recorded already. Click on this, then click run button. So automatically I have done my formula for the second language. Can you see that? Yes. Without typing formula again, I can easily apply the same formula to the second language. Like this, I can create the formula for all the remaining cells also. So keep your cell point in the first cells in the list of marks. Then what is the shortcut key I have created? Ctrl plus Q. Simply you can press Ctrl plus Q. The formula will be applied automatically. Yes, children. Then keep your cell point in the first value. Then go to macros. Choose. Click run button. You can easily apply the formula to the remaining cell like this. You can press what is the shortcut key I have created in macros? Ctrl plus Q. So click on the first cell, then press Ctrl plus Q. The same formula will be applied to the remaining cells. Again press Ctrl Q. The same formula will be applied to the remaining cell. Keep your cursor first, then press Ctrl Q. This is how to create and record macros in your MS Excel. What is macro? It contains your set of action to be recorded in your macros. Okay, that can be used for again in your Excel sheet. The next topic we are going to see writing formula or equations in MS Word. So in maths you can use many equations like linear equations, algebraic equations, trigonometrical functions, formulas. There are so many functions that you can be used in mathematical function. If suppose when you are doing in documentation we want to write or type all these functions. For example, I want to type a maths question paper in my MS Word. So in maths there is so many formulas and equations will be there. So what shall I do? I can use equations or symbol for typing all these mathematical expressions and equations in your MS Word. Let me see how to create these formulas and mathematical equations in your MS Word. Now we are going to see how to write mathematical equations or expressions in your MS Word. Typing equations or mathematical expressions can be done easily using the equation options on symbol group under the insert tab. If you want to typing a mathematical expression or equation, you have to go to insert tab, then go to the symbols groups. Under the group we have option as equations and symbol. So I'm going to create some mathematical equations now. So click on the equations. So I'm going to create your formula for what? Sin square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. So I'm going to type the formulas sin square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. So I'm going to choose the option as e power x script. Click this, then choose this first one, then type here. So what value? Sin square. So what is the power value? Square 2. Then here we have a symbol. Lot of symbols will be available under the symbols group. Click this. So what symbol I want to insert now? Theta. Click this theta. So now go to insert, then symbol, then theta. So theta will be added here. Then plus symbol, then cos square theta. Then again go to e power x script. Then type here cos square. Cos script value will be square. Then I want to insert theta now. Then again go to insert, then equations, then choose the symbol as theta now. So what is the value of sin square to cos square theta, which is equal to 1? Type 1. This is what? Typing mathematical equations in your MS Word. Let me see one more formula or one more functions like algebraic function. Go to insert, then equations. So I want to find some root functions. Okay, square root function. Root of x. If I again want to apply some exponent functions here, go to script now, then choose this one. So here I want to press x, then square. Square, then press spacebar, then plus symbol. Now then I want to add some more equations like the insert, then equations. Then again now I'm going to apply some fractions now. Click this. Here I want to insert x, then y. This is one of my algebraic equations. Now I change my font size somewhat bigger. This is what? How to type mathematical equations or mathematical functions in your MS Word. Like this we can add many formulas here. So how to insert equation, mathematical equation, go to insert tab, then go to symbols group. Here we will be having options equation and symbols. Symbol means we will be having a lot of symbols in this under the symbol. Then for equations, whatever equation, mathematical equation you want to type, you can choose from this. If you want to type matrix functions, you can do. With this, we will be having options like this. So I want to type this is called what? Unit matrix. So like this, you can do all the equations here. Okay, children? So easily you can type mathematical equation by using the insert function. Under this function, you will be having option is called what? Equations and symbol. By this option, you can easily do your mathematical equations in MS Word. This is what? How to type mathematical equations or expression in MS Word. So with this topic, we came to the end of this unit. Second unit we have completed. So I hope you all can able to understand all the topics which we have discussed today. Homework for today's session. The two word file will be posted for homework and classwork Classwork file will be posted at 10 o'clock, which contains 1-word questions, 2-mark and 5-mark question that you should write in your classwork note. And for homework, worksheet will be given at 4 o'clock. You just work it out. The answer key will be provided at 4:30. So try to complete your homework and classwork on time. I was found that some students do not complete homework and classwork on time. The strict actions will be taken against such students and the internal marks will be reduced. Also, they will be removed from the groups. So children, keep in mind and take it serious. Try to avoid such punishment which is assigned by our teachers. So try to complete all the works, that is your homework and classwork, on time. So with this session, we came to end of this unit, that is Unit 2, Electronic Spreadsheets. The next session, we are going to learn the new topic, that is new unit, database concept. Thank you very much for your cooperation. We will meet in the next class. Thank you, children.